Welcome to my channel, Tiny Table Messages. Hi, everyone. All right, so we are doing a general message. This is a general timeless message, so whenever you hear it, it's when you're meant to hear it. All right, so let's see. We're going to see what comes out. I hope everyone is well. So let's see what's going on. Okay, so we have Death coming out first. And the Hermit. So some of you could be feeling as though you are going through some sort of transformation, you're undergoing some sort of change, and you might feel alone at this time. You might feel like you're going through this all by yourself with this Hermit, but things are balancing out with this Justice card. We have three major arcana, so you're definitely going through a transition. You're definitely going through a change. Now, this could be, just change in your physical body. This could be change in location. With this Hermit, you could, again, you can feel as though you're alone doing this. You can feel as though, you can't speak to anybody about this, or maybe you have to isolate from people. And there's this energy of justice being, I have to sort through things, or I have to balance things out. I have to get back on track. There's some sort of transition that you're having right now, and this might be something that you have to do on your own, or you feel alone. There is energy of Scorpio, Virgo, and Libra, and it's just the energy. It doesn't have to apply to any signs per se. Ooh, so we have the Devil. Wow. Okay, so we have a lot of major arcanas here. A lot of major arcanas. Uh, with this, we actually only have two minor arcana cards. We have the Eight of Wands and the Three of Pentacles, and this could be, collaborations that you were once a part of, or collaborations that you're about to move into. With the Death card, the Devil, and the Hierophant card, there could have been something that you were stuck in for a long time. It could have been, something that you were bound by, or a contract that you had to be under. This could be a marriage. This could be, a work scenario that you were in. It could have even been, you being tied to an old way of doing something. But with the Hermit, the Tower, and the Eight of Wands, you're trying to quickly transition out of it, or this is something that has to happen fairly quickly. This could definitely be someone could be going to jail, and they may not have access to their vices that they usually have access to. Yeah, because we have the Seven of Swords at the bottom. So it really feels like someone's malicious ways or malicious intent, or whatever it is that was not done in the proper way, is quickly being dismantled. And it seemed like it was some sort of cover up. Somebody tried to paint it as though it was actually nice, or that it was justified. But eventually, this was all going to fall apart anyway. It was going to come tumbling down. This is not something that was going to be sustainable in the long run. This also seems like somebody is separating from this is all about separation. Either separation from, with your energy being that you aren't able to do this anymore, you aren't able to stay somewhere anymore, and you just have to get out of it, or you have to transition, you have to make some sort of moves. Or this could be a situation where someone is being forced out of a situation, and they're no longer going to be a part of some sort of uh, toxic environment, toxic ways. Maybe they don't have access to their vices, like we said before. Very interesting energy here. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of seems like this is a situation where th- someone was exposed. Also, someone broke some sort of oath. Yeah, and they were canceled. Now, I know it's going to be different scenarios for everyone, but the biggest takeaway from this reading is there was something established, it was something that was rooted, it was something firm, and now it has to be dismantled. Now you have to get away from it, or now it has to be, dissolved. There is something about it going from something organized or structured or togetherness to separating and dissolving. Okay, because there's a number of things here. It seems like some sort of people could have broken some sort of oath with a marriage, broken a contract. Someone got fired from a job. But I do feel like this puts you in a position where you're able to work with someone or be in a certain situation that works for you. Something is going to balance out. Something couldn't be sustained before. So you couldn't continue to go to, a toxic work environment. You couldn't continue to be in a relationship with someone who didn't have your best interest at heart, or it was just not the best situation. There is something about you having to get out of a situation, or a situation being dismantled, so that you are able to balance things out. Now, the in between phase, that's what we are most likely looking at now. Some of you could have a little bit of a quickened timeline where you're already in the balance, where you're already, starting to collaborate and work with other people and gain that balance back. But we could be looking at the middle phase right now. We could be looking at, you're by yourself, or you're trying to transition, you're trying to, get to the other side of the bridge. And it feels like for most of you, you're doing it alone, and it seems like everything is crumbling down, or everything is going left, but it's for good reason, because wherever you were coming from, it was either a toxic work environment, a toxic relationship, it was some sort of manipulation or betrayal behind closed doors. And not only was it betrayal or toxic behavior, it was more than one person doing these things. It was more, it's like a group or operation or an organization that was doing it. It wasn't just, oh, my spouse was cheating on me. It was like my spouse was cheating on me, and my friend knew, or my cousin knew, or their friends knew, something along those lines. It kind of gives me Truman vibes. It gives me the Truman Show vibes, because it does feel like you had to get out of a situation to now be placed into a better one. And it doesn't seem like wherever it is that you're coming from, that you can go back. Now, if this is the energy of the person who has done something wrong to you, it feels like this person, either they're getting displaced from a job, they're getting displaced from an organization, a group, a coven, cult, whatever it is that they were a part of. They may have to go to jail, or they may just be by themselves at this point in time. They don't have any more backing, they don't have any more people who are collaborating with them, and they may be facing some sort of jail time. And if they're not facing jail time, they're facing just being alone, being out, not having any connections, not being able to rub elbows with anyone so that they can do the things that that they were tied to before. They don't have that privilege anymore. This was a good separation. Even though it might seem like it's bad, it's a good separation. We have the King of Cups here and we have the Queen of Cups. So it makes me feel like somebody could see you going through some sort of transition or something being dismantled, and you're moving into a place where you are collaborating, where you will be able to work with somebody, where you will have balance. And maybe from an outsider perspective, maybe this person had to see things be dismantled. Maybe they had to see things start to tear down or something like that. Yeah, it feels like, you know, you do have the option to collaborate if you want to. You don't have to, but I do feel like somebody has seen the motion of you going through, something and getting to the other side. Now, I do feel like, someone might be hesitant in offering you something because they may think that you want to be alone, or they may think that you want to, do something independently, but there is still just that option there for you. So even though you are going through something and you have to leave something behind, it feels like there are two options for you. You can definitely do this independently because it shows that you have the strength and the ability to create and manifest. So you do have that ability, but you also have the option of collaborating with someone if you wanted to. It would be just fine if you wanted to collaborate. So it just depends on what you would want for this phase in your life. But what I can say is you do have the two options. You can create and manifest on your own, or you can collaborate with this person. Now, again, this person feels as though, maybe collective won't accept this. Maybe collective doesn't want to, take this offer, but it is there. All right. So just keep moving forward, doing what you have to do. The worst is over and it is behind you. And again, if anybody was doing anything to you, they have lost all credibility. People are, ostracizing them. They've been excommunicated from certain organizations and friend groups and maybe even family members. So if anybody has done something to you, they're not they're experiencing the bad end of karma. I feel like you are just now moving into the good dharma of it all. So the wheel has to do its thing, and it not even might, it does move at divine timing. So as the wheel turns, you will be seeing progress and going up, and this other person, whomever has done wrong to you, will see that will turn and things go down. Okay, so yeah, babes, that has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it, and I'll see ya.